Do they have a year? It'd be great. Can they put years on the back of historical fiction books so I know exactly what we're talking about? Is that too much to ask? Hey everybody, and welcome back to Lindsay's Little Library. I'm here today to share with you what I have read in the month of January. So far for 2018, we've started out a little bit slow. I only got 4 books read this month. My average last year was about 6 books, but I am in the middle of 2 other ones, and I'll explain why in a little bit, why it's a little lower than normal, but I'm still happy with what I read. So let's share with you the goodness that I read in January. First one I read was The Wife Between Us by Greer Hendricks and Sarah Buchanan. I was given this book through the website bookishfirst.com in exchange for an honest review of the book. So here's my honest review. Bookishfirst.com is a really great website to sign up for. What you do on that site is every Monday they release a new book or 2. They give you a little snippet of the book, so the first maybe chapter or 2 of it, and then you write an honest first impression of the book. Would you read it? Would you not? What do you think of it? Do you like the cover of it? And then you have the opportunity to check whether or not you'd like a copy of the book. I did check that in this case, and I got a copy sent to me. So I read this in, I believe, like 24 hours, maybe a little bit more than that. It went really, really fast. First of all, it's a psychological thriller, which I'm all over. Love those books to death. Love them to death. So it had me right from the beginning. So this book is about it centers around a woman named Vanessa, and she's recently divorced from her husband, Richard. You don't get a sense that their marriage was horrible, but you do get a sense that their marriage was not perfect. And she's really struggling with the fact that Richard is now engaged to another woman who's younger than her. She calls her her replacement, and she begins to kind of stalk her a bit in a little kind of teetering on the edge of crazy way. This book, I can't tell you much more than that because this book is filled with twists. There are secrets, there are lies that are told, there are just crazy, unbelievable things that happen that become very believable. There were parts, I did give it a 4 stars. There were parts that were a little slow. There were parts where I struggled a little bit to get through. I felt like we were repeating some things, but it never failed that a few pages later something would happen and we would pick right back up again. The writing was, well, I truly appreciated it. It was engaging, it was exciting. It had me completely hooked. I read it in a day or 2, so obviously I couldn't put it down. I really recommend this book if you are a fan of psychological thrillers, if you like books that have a little bit of a secret and a little bit of twist to it. This book is for you. Absolutely pick that one up. So the next book I read was As Bright as Heaven by Susan Meisner. This was also sent to me through the Bookish First website in return for my honest review. I'm going to do a full review on this book and post it on my channel the day that the book is released, which I believe is February 6th. So watch for that if you want a little bit more details of this, but all in all, I loved this book. Now, Susan Meisner also wrote another book that I loved called Secrets of a Charmed Life. I think I read that in 2016, I believe, and just fantastic book. So if you like Susan Meisner, pick this one up when it comes out. This one is centered around a family who is living in Philadelphia right about the time of World War I, or the Great War. But that's not the main subject of the book. The main subject of the book is that there was an outbreak of the Spanish flu at this time. Guys, I had no clue that this had happened in our history. And the Spanish flu killed more people than World War I and World War II combined. Blows my mind. Anyways, we'll get more into that into the review. But this follows a family and how they survive not only the start of World War I, they also survive moving to Philadelphia, kind of changing careers a little bit, and then the Spanish flu hits them. I love how Susan Meisner takes you through the perspective of each of your characters in this book. So in this one, it follows the main 4 females of the family. So we have the mother Pauline's perspective, and then her 3 daughters, Evelyn, Maggie, and Willa. You guys, I'm telling you, I am so bad at it. So bad at names. Yeah, Willa. So many things I loved about this book. you have to pick it up. If you're a historical fiction fan, you will adore this and love this, and just, it'll be great. Do it. It's awesome. 5 stars all around. The next book I picked up, I actually listened to on audio. It is the Leah Remini's book, Troublemaker. It's Surviving Hollywood and Scientology. I was recommended this book by a friend at work, and I'm so glad she said something, because this was so entirely fascinating and disturbing and thought-provoking. It was fabulous. First of all, do the audio version. Highly recommend it, because Leah herself narrates it, and she is hilarious. I laugh out loud in the car. Awesome, awesome, awesome book. But you learn what it was like. She grew up in Scientology, and so she lays it all out there for you, the good, the bad, the ugly, all of it. And she really goes into depth her entire experience, not only as a child, but as an adult, finding her way, getting into acting, as well as the mistakes she kind of made along the way and what happened. And wow, like it has inspired me to look into more Scientology books, because I didn't know very much about it. Going into it, I kind of just went into it blind, and so glad I did. I think I gave it 4 stars. It makes me think of Tom Cruise in a totally different light. Not gonna lie about that one, but really great book. A lot of really great thoughts and kind of lessons learned from Leah herself, and I totally love her. She's great. She's awesome. So pick that one up. The last book that I read, well, actually listened to in January and completed, is Mr. Penumbra's 24-Hour Bookstore by Robin Sloan. I happened to kind of get lucky on my Overdrive app, and this was available, so I downloaded it and listened to it and thoroughly enjoyed this adventure. So this follows our character, Clay Janin, and he was pretty successful in the web design life for a while, but because of the recession, he lost his job. So he finds a job as the late night clerk at Mr. Penumbra's 24-Hour Bookstore. He's thinking this is going to be an easy gig, no big deal, and he was so wrong. It was way more than a quirky bookstore. He learns that this bookstore has opened a door for adventure and for mystery and magical elements without it being actual magic. But I mean, it turned into this very modern day quest, really, for Clay. There are some very interesting patrons that come to the bookstore. He puts a spin on trying to solve this problem with his web design background that I don't think was tried before. He challenges some authority in this book. He goes on an adventure. He comes across some really great friends. It is an awesome, awesome book. It's pretty short. The audiobook, I think, was only 6 hours, and I listened to my audiobooks on 1.5 times speed, so it went really quick. Like I said, I really enjoyed this book. 5 stars for me. Alright, so the reason why I did not complete more books in the month of January is because I joined the Goodreads group who is doing a read-along for Lonesome Dove this month. Here you go. This right here is the reason why I didn't complete more books. Although I read 550 pages in Lonesome Dove, which in my mind could be easily 2 more books. So page-wise, I read the same amount that I normally do. This is a book by Larry McMurtry. I think everyone kind of is familiar with this. It follows a bunch of cowboys on a cattle drive, and I am loving this adventure. There are times that it's a little slow. There are times that I struggle because I really have to just immerse myself and soak this all in, whereas Mr. Penumbra's, like, I could be doing 4 other things and listen to this book and get it, where this one I really need to pay attention in order to get out of it what I'm really looking for. So I'm loving this book. I am so saddened by the twists. I am excited for this adventure. I am pissed off at one of the characters. He just makes me mad. But I am thoroughly enjoying this. And so I have a few weeks left, I think. Yeah, we should, mid-February, I should be done with this one. And so then we'll keep rocking and rolling from there. But I am so excited that I'm finally reading this and I'm liking it. The other book that I have started and I'm just barely into is finally, guys, you should be so proud of me. It's And Then We Were None by Agatha Christie. I've picked it up. I've read the first 20 pages or so. I'm a little worried that I'm going to get the characters confused because I'm really bad at that, but going to make the best of it. So far I'm really liking it, so definitely going to keep going on this one. So those are my main two reasons, or that really Lonesome Dove is the main reason I haven't read a little bit more in January. But no big deal, we will be just fine. So that's it. Let me know if you've read any of these books and if you have liked them or if you want to chat about them. You know where to put your comments right down below. Like and subscribe as well. So I will see you soon. Bye.